and I'll consider this one in my investing videos because I consider water an investment. And this is looking at the average catchable rainwater. And we catch rainwater here for use in our gardens. We have some vegetable garden, fruit garden, flower garden, and just lots of trees in our property. So there's no point in wasting water. So I'm going to show you some calculations you can do to calculate how much you can expect per year. And I'll talk about how to make your estimates more realistic. So everything in yellow is an input. Okay, so first I input the square footage of my home. And you input the length of the eaves. So the eaves are that part of your roof that sticks out, but there's no house underneath it, right? So there's no square footage underneath it. It's just the part of your house that sticks out beyond your living space. So, excuse me, for us, they stick out about roughly 2 feet. I mean, again, these are all just approximations, so you just want to get a rough idea. So the part of your house is that can catch water, or the part of a structure that can catch water, is called the catchment area. Okay, so that's simply the total square feet. So what I do is I take, just for purposes of the math, I take the square footage of my house and I say, let me take the square root of that, and that will, this SP is just my shorthand for assumes or suppose. So if I take 1625 square feet, that's the same thing as saying my house is like a square of length 40.31. So to get the total catchment area, I simply multiply 40.31 and add in the length of eaves to get 42.31. And then I simply square it and multiply it by itself. So that gives me a total catchment area of roughly 1,800 square feet. Now, this is a fact right here. 1 inch of rainfall on 1,000 square feet equals approximately, this should be approximately 600 gallons of water. I think it's actually a little more than that. It's like 630 gallons or something. You get that from, well, what you can do is convert this 1 inch into feet. And you take, okay, so you take this 1,000 square feet, multiply it by 1 inch converted into feet, and you'll get roughly 83 cubic feet. And then you convert cubic feet into gallons, and you get approximately 600 gallons. So that's where this fact right here comes from. But I use that to say the total gallons given this catchment area for 1 inch of rainfall is simply my catchment area divided by 1,000 times the 600 gallons. The 1,000 comes from, well, this 600 gallons is based on 1,000 square feet. So I need to know how many times my catchment area can be divided by 1,000. So just some simple arithmetic here. So if it rains 1 inch, I can expect 1,074 gallons. Now, this is an input. This I just looked it up online. For where I live, which is in the Virginia area, I can expect roughly 51 inches of rain per year. So if I convert that to gallons, I get like roughly 54 to 55,000 gallons for the whole year. Again, this is an average. It changes all the time, and sometimes you get zero inches of rain, and sometimes you get a whole bunch of rain. So this is just averaged out across the year. So that's why I have theoretical there. You also want to consider the percent of the roof you actually use. I don't have rain barrels attached to every gutter downspout that I have. In fact, right now, I only have rain barrel attached to one. The other rain barrel I simply have out by the garden. I might get another one in the future also. But the one by the garden fills up occasionally with rain, and it's enough to water this little herb garden that we have over there. So let's just say I have four gutters, four downspouts. And if I have a rain barrel attached to one of them, that in a sense is the percent of the roof I'm actually using, more or less. You also want to take into account efficiency. So you have things like evaporation. Rain gets blocked by, sticks and leaves and big clumps of pollen and the shingles on the roof and all this type of stuff. So rain can get blocked. Okay, leaves are usually the biggest culprit, and evaporation. So these things decrease the total gallons you could get per year, of course. So I say the total realistic gallons per year then is simply the total gallons per year multiplied by the percent of roof actually used multiplied by the efficiency. So given my setup, I can expect roughly 8,100 gallons of water per year. But the main purpose of all this is to just think about water you could use for other purposes. For us, it's the garden. You could also use it to, if it just came down, it might be pretty clean still. You could probably use it to wash your car, wash your driveway, things like that. Okay, so that's all I got. And yeah, I hope this gave you an idea of the amount of water that could come down that you could collect and use for other purposes. All right, I will see you next video. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.